Hi everyone. My name is Rengarajan. I work with AP Moeller Merz. Uh, I I work as a regional HR integration manager and M&A lead. So I've been pursuing uh, this foundation course with Coacharya, and I'm preparing for the ICF's ACC certification. So I'm as a HR professional, I always had an inkling towards taking coaching because a few people have also given me a feedback that this might add a good skill to my repertoire. And that is where I started. And when I reached out to a friend of mine who's a coach himself, then he recommended that I connect with Ujjwal from Coacharya. So I had a call with him. Ujjwal was kind enough to guide me through the process and what to expect, what happens, ACC, PCC, etc., etc. And that's how I got to learn about Coacharya as well, about the process as well. And here I am. When I joined the whole coaching program, I was thinking that I know what coaching is or how to do coaching. But actually, once I came over to Coacharya, once I started learning the ICF, PCC markers, I think a lot of things changed for me. The first one is understanding coaching as a client-centered process. I think that's where the whole thing is. So if you were to look at what are the two, three things that I take, one is being client-centric. And that means that it's not necessary for me to understand the client's problem and solve it. And probably that's the approach that we usually take. But I've realized that the client needs to solve the problem for themselves. And our role is to just enable them to do so. And that can't happen without an unconditional positive regard, knowing that the client knows their problem much better than anyone. And they are there. If they are in the coaching session, it means that they are there to take the necessary steps. So I think the other things flow after these two to have that unconditional positive regard, to be client centric. Then that in itself was kind of a big transformation. Then I could see the lens through which the other PCC markers were kind probably should have evolved somewhere, right? I could see how they evolved. So I think that's a big takeaway for me. So I think uh, the whole coaching education, right? I think it will benefit literally a lot of people, a lot of professionals, and I think it is a necessary skill to learn because the whole coaching process is about listening. Who wouldn't need listening, right? And who wouldn't need presence to be with someone? So I think there is a lot that can be gathered by anyone who attends the program. So that said, I think there is okay. In coaching, we say when the client is ready, the coach appears. And I think there is also certain process that one needs to undergo to understand that they are needing this kind of a learning experience. This adds value to them. So usually people with 10, 12 years of experience who've had experience in corporates, they find this adding a lot more meaning to them, especially someone who's wanting to be a leader. This will add a lot of value to them. So if someone is a leader, I would recommend this course to them. I have very high regards for him. One is uh, he he's not. I mean, he's got a very good grip of NLP. So he's able to add a lot more variety to the whole coaching process. So if there is something that can be added via another model as well, he does that. Meaning, you ask a question to him, you'd probably get different perspectives of the answer. And which means not everyone would find all the answers to be closer to them, right? So different people might find different answers, different way of approaching. Uh, I mean, they'd find closer to different ways of approaching, right? I think he's able to add that kind of a value, and he's always present. Meaning, you need him, he's there to support, and his questions are super precise, and he knows what exactly you're grappling with. I think uh, the kind of experience that he would have had in terms of coaching people, right? One is he comes across as what to say. I'm sure that he would have done a lot of coaching, and yet so easy to connect with, so easy to relate to. So I kind of look up to him. When I wanted to take up coaching, and I really went to a lot of people, and I also asked about how the whole ICF PCC thing works. And now there is 60 hours of training, and then there is 100 hours of coaching. Now, someone told me that it's not, you shouldn't consider it as 100 hours. It is going to be peer coaching. Then, if you give an hour, you're also expected to spend an hour. So, it's more than just 100. Now, it was kind of an inhibitor that I had. But believe me, if someone is a new coach, please take up peer coaching. The reason is this: it is a free therapy. And one of my cohort, she said it's a free therapy, meaning there are things that I've explored about myself that came through peer coaching. And how can we be coaches if we don't believe in coaching, right? If we don't believe in taking coaching. I think now I'm a lot more open to coaching because I've done peer coaching. Because I've sat in front of my folks and I've told, started with something, and then I realized that something completely different came. So I think peer coaching is part of the package that we really do not see the importance of. So I think that shouldn't be an inhibitor. If any, it should actually make people take this up, uh, and do well. So that is one thing. Now, second thing, if there is someone who's taking up a coaching learning, then I would want them to accept the fact that this process is pretty much like making curd at home. You know, you are ready, like the milk. Then the coach appears. It's like the curd that you put in. But then the process also takes time, and one needs to be committed over a period of time for the whole transformation to happen. And time is a factor that we don't consider in. And that is why when I looked at the Coacharya program, which is spread over 16 weeks, I spaced it out on a Saturday morning so that the weekend then is there for me. But I realized I have done good for myself because there is a lot of learning as well. And then there is a learning from the cohort as well. There is a lot more hand holding through the process as well. And over a period of time, I can also see the transformation. Because as a new coach, one needs time to do two battles at the same time. One is to learn, prepare from the sessions, and the second one is to also go out and then coach. You understand the whole coaching process, then you come back, and then you are able to take a lot more from what's happening in the class.